This is the method we use to fit the 65 micron filter into the filter frame ready to go into the machine. Place the filter onto the outer ring, place the filter frame into the outer ring and ease the outer ring around the filter, being careful not to tear the filter. There we are, all set. Now we put the super pad into the bottom of the machine with the bobble side upwards. Push it down firmly and then place the mesh on top of the super pad. The mesh keeps the two filters separate during filtering. Then put the primary filter in that we fitted earlier. Push that down firmly into the bottom of the machine and then put the T-bar in to hold everything together. The machine needs to be left on heat at this stage for approximately 10 minutes to melt any solid fats that are resident in the pump after the last filtration. Heat the oil or fat in the pan to approximately 150 degrees centigrade. Then isolate the heat. The heat must be isolated, turned off to the pan before filtering commences. Very important. Then sieve the pan using the fine mesh sieve to take out the bigger particles before the filtering commences. Position the machine close to the pan so that you can put the nozzle into the corner and you have plenty of room to manoeuvre yourself to empty the oil. And switch the machine on to extract. The machine will extract the main body of the oil in just over a minute. When you get down to the last half an inch or so, the nozzle starts drawing air and oil at the same time and it slows down a little. Then use the wide bladed scraper to ease the oil into a well into the corner, just to take out the remaining small amount left in the pan. Once the pan's empty, bring the nozzle out of the pan, back into the machine. And switch the machine off for the time being. Wipe the bottom of the pan out with some kitchen towel, getting the remainder of the carbon off the bottom. Come back to the machine and put it onto filter return. Now the hot oil is recirculating within the machine. It's pulling it through the two filters at the bottom of the machine, the ordinary filter and the super pad, and putting it back into the top. And as it's passing through the super pad's taking out the very, very fine particles. We've switched off for a moment there so you can see the clarity of the oil, or more the lack of clarity. Back on, and this process now can take between 2 and 8 or 10 minutes. Depending on how clear and how clean you need the oil, or you want the oil. We'll switch off again, and if you look into the machine now, you can see the stainless steel work at the bottom of the machine showing you that the oil is clear again. Then back onto filter return again, this time with the nozzle in the pan, emptying the machine. Almost there. There's all the oil now back into the pan, and you can clearly see the carbon on the filter. Remove the T-bar, put that to one side. Get the scraper in the right hand and a cloth in the left hand, because the filter frame will still be very hot. Lift the filter frame over and tap the outer ring off the filter frame. Put the filter frame to one side and then put the outer ring to one side. And that's the carbon. In a moment you'll see just how thick it is. And that's the carbon that breaks down the oil. And now back to the machine and the super pad. Looking into the machine, you can see a big difference in the colour. That was pure white when it went in there. What you're seeing there is the tiny carbon microfines which were suspended in the oil, making it dark. Removing these particles improves the clarity of the oil as seen earlier, extends its life, and vastly improves the quality of your product.